I'm Carrot, and today I'm going to show you how to build a job system using NPCs and commands. But before I show you how to build it, I'm going to show you what the job is. We're going to arrive here at the butcher shop. I'm currently in adventure mode. Can't break anything, can't do anything. Go into the butcher shop. I'm going to get a job. Open this butcher. Bury the butcher. 13 steak, 4 mutton chops, 1/4 rabbit. What? Oh, hi there. I'm really quite busy at the moment, but if you're quick, I'm sure I can squeeze you in somewhere. What do you need? I'm looking for work. Oh, I've got an urgent order for 13 pork chops, fast. Trouble is, I'm swamped with work and don't have time to handle the slaughter myself. Think you can help? Use any tool you have and take care of the pigs in the pen out back. Bring me the pork chops when you're done, and I'll make sure you're paid for the trouble. Accept job. That little action bar has nothing to do with this. We're going to grab an axe here since I don't have one. We're going to go out here. Evidently we're going to strip wood. And we're just going to chop up some piggies real quick. That action bar also has nothing to do with this particular job. That's an add-on by Arctic Shark. Okay, there's no more piggies in here. Cool, that was fast. We'll be polite and stand across the counter. Job's done. Oh, you have you? That was fast. I appreciate the help. I've been swamped with orders lately. I have 4 pebbles for your efforts, and you can keep any extra pork chops you manage to get. I only need the 13 right now. And then you get that. I took my pork chops, and you get this little thing in your chat. It says, thank you for handling that for me. I've just been so busy lately. Here's your payment, and go ahead and keep any extra pork chops you got. So you get 9 pork chops and 4 pebbles, except for, I realized that I think I only got 3, which means I need to fix that. So, now we need to talk about how this was done. Bear with me because I am not a very good teacher, I don't think. But I will do my best. So we're going to start at the most obvious things. I'm going to run under the assumption that if you are watching this, you already know about NPCs and command blocks and structure blocks, and you know how to get them. If not, I guess leave me a comment and I will try to make a video that explains that. So Barry is a custom NPC that I made. He's the same as any other regular, like one of these kind of NPCs. In fact, I'll show you right now. If you just, he's the same as one of these, but he's custom because I don't like those. So this is Barry the Butcher. He's our NPC, and when you open him up, you get this little screen, and in here is where you type what he says, right? And then these are his buttons, which you get, those are down here, and these are where you add his commands. Now, in this particular one, what we're doing is when you click on one of these, another NPC will spawn in this hole underground down here. And you kind of have to have that if you're trying to do multiple layers in your NPC. Actually, I'm going to leave that open because we got to go down there again anyway. So if we click on Barry, we can see that he's got the /kill because we tagged our NPC with whatever tag you want to use. Obviously, I use Butcher. Barry is Butcher 1. Looking for work Barry is Butcher 2. And Jobs Done Barry is Butcher 3. And this is a redstone set block to activate the command blocks that you need to set up in order to get Barry, the second Barry, to spawn in. So we're going to go look at that right now. So this is my command center. You should probably always have a command center, and you want it far enough away from spawn that it's not going to lag out spawn. Okay, so here is our first set of commands. When you click on looking for work, a command block will be placed right here. This is a set block air right above it so that after that 35-second tick delay right here, after this, then it will get rid of the redstone block. Here is the structure load for Butcher 2. Now, I did not show that, and I guess I'll show that in a second. But then you have to run the slash execute at E tag equals butcher 1. That's the first berry in the butcher shop. Run dialog open at E tag equals butcher 2, which is the second berry that you spawn underground. And at P R equals 5. That's your player that's interacting with the first berry, the butcher. And tag equals not thief. And this is because in this particular job, you have the opportunity to become a thief. And if you get tagged as a thief the first time you do this, then you end up not being able to work for Barry again. As long as you never steal from Barry, Barry will keep hiring you to do the same job a million times. It doesn't really change. You can change it if you want to get that complicated, but I'm kind of lazy. Okay, so now, okay, so once this has happened, once you've selected that you're looking for work, Barry the Butcher pops up down here. Now, this structure block is actually for this purposes of showing this off, really, is the only reason it's still here. You can get rid of it. But you want to save him your second Barry, which is a copy of this guy, but with different tags. You got to make sure they don't have the same tag. Make sure that, make sure that you remove the tag and you add the new tag so that you don't have any issues, because it'll return as null if there's too many of the same tag in the same area. Okay, so Barry 2, he's tagged as Butcher 2. His structure, his saved structure is capital B Butcher 2. And in here, he has the same kind of thing, the text and the command. Now, his command is very simple. It's just the set block for the redstone, for the interaction, which when you click his accept button, right, when we click looking for work, when we click accept job, to show you. You look out here, there's nothing out here. There's no animals. Nothing's out here. So when we click looking for work, accept job, there's pigs. The pigs spawn, and that is because the butcher job, that is this. No, that is this. This tall one. This tall one is the pig spawning. So that set block inside of the second butcher, Barry the Butcher, that goes there. That's that redstone. This is again the set block air. This is execute at E butcher 1, tag or run tag at P R equals 5, add butcher job. You want to have a tag. I don't know if you need a tag. I like to run with tags all the time so that way if there's multiple people in the same area, it doesn't get confused and start taking money from other people or giving money to other people, because this kind of stuff can get a little bit messy. Okay, so then immediately after this impulse unconditional redstone execute, you want the chain conditional always active, which will structure load an armor stand, which I didn't show you. So we have to structure load this armor stand. And in order to even get the armor stand, you have to make the armor stand structure, which I already have. So actually, I'm just going to load it. It's basically done the same way as any other structure. So he's here, and if you... he has the tag BAS1. Alright, so that is what happens there. So your redstone, and then your tag for your player that's doing the job, and then your structure load for the butcher, or for the armor stand, that ends up in the middle of that yard. Then each one of these next 13 of these, because I have 13 pigs. You would need one for each pig. I've tried some variations with using a repeating command block, and I could not get consistent results. So my recommendation is don't use a repeating command block. Just use multiple of these chain commands, and they need to be execute if entity. Um, that means that if this armor stand tagged as BAS1 is there, it will run, and it will run this execute command, which summons a pig right at his feet. And that's the best way I can explain that. Okay, so then, and you can summon any mob using that summon command. You know, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be pigs. You can do chickens. You can do cows. Okay, so then we get up here, the top two. And the first thing that has to happen is once those pigs are summoned, the pigs need to be tagged as butcher pigs for later, because they're, the butcher has to know that you did the job. So you do this slash execute at E, at the armor stand. You're targeting the armor stand. This tells you where to execute this command. It tells Minecraft that this is the location, and the location is at this armor stand with this tag. We will then run the tag on these pigs, and we will add the tag butcher pig. So then, once that's done, we just execute at that armor stand, kill that armor stand. You may not need the slash execute, but again, I like to add those in there. I like to make sure that everything is nice and precise and knows exactly what to do. It's a little bit extra work sometimes, but uh, I don't tend to have a lot of flaws in my job systems. So once that's done, your player's gonna come out here and they're going to kill all the pigs. And if a pig escapes, they gotta make sure they kill it because there can't be any pigs left. Okay, so then we come in here, as we saw, and we go, job's done, and oh look, another berry with another thing. Well, what could that be? That's berry 3. Berry the Butcher 3. So he's down here. Boop. We'll load him in here. And when we look inside, he's got the same thing. His little thing, his little buttons. You can put up to 6 buttons on one of these NPCs. Okay, so if we give him the pork chops, it's very simple. We drop that set block redstone command, or set, yeah. And if we decide to steal from Barry, then he removes our butcher job tag and tags us as a thief. When you hit the give pork chops, you'll get this. Get this little deal here, and the redstone block ends up here. And again, that's another set block air. This particular one here is so that if you don't kill all the pigs, you execute at the first butcher, because that's where your player is going to be standing, and it will execute if there is one of these pigs tagged as butcher pig in existence. It will tell the player that they must kill all the pigs, even the babies. Okay, because summoning, you can't decide the age of the pig. It just automatically. So you gotta hope you never get more than 1 or 2 babies, because then you wouldn't have enough pork chops. Anyway, um, on this side, it's 2 different commands that are opposing to each other, and if you know, it's easier than some of the stuff I've tried. Okay, so if the pigs are all dead, if they have successfully killed all of the pigs, it will run the execute unless, which means that it won't run this if there are any pigs at all. It will run it if there are no pigs at all, with the tag of butcher pig. So if there's no pigs at all with the tag of butcher pig, it will run another execute tag at our original Barry the Butcher, and it will tell the player that is tagged with the butcher job, thank you for handling that. I've been so busy. Here's your payment. The next command is to same thing, execute at butcher. The slash is not necessary, but I always end up putting it in. So, do it, don't do it, doesn't matter. So we'll run this execute at the butcher. And again, unless there's a pig, and here we're running a scoreboard command because we're using digital currency. I need to change that to 4. We're using, digital currency called pebbles in this particular realm. But this could be a slash give. It could be the same command up to here, and then here you would just put run give at p r equals 5 tag equals butcher job diamonds or gold or whatever you want to put in here. It's just a regular slash give command. And then the next one is to clear the inventory of the amount of items, right? So at the butcher, tag execute at the butcher, run the execute unless there are pigs, and that will get us to run the clear on the player that is within 5 blocks, tagged as butcher job, and must have at least 13 pork chops. So this is a necessary little thing here. Okay, and then this one here I've added to all of mine just because we aren't using a set display on the side. If you look over to the right there where you would normally see a scoreboard, our pebbles is secret, so everybody can have, they can keep their finances private. So we run this so that it will tell you, the player who is doing the thing, what their current balance is of pebbles after they get their pebbles. And then we have this one, which just removes the butcher job tag. And then these two, which kill those NPCs that might still be underground, because the structure loading of NPCs, this whole thing right here, isn't actually necessary. You could just leave those NPCs automatically underground and skip the structure load step, but I don't recommend that for a couple of reasons. One of those reasons being that when you have too many NPCs, it's like having, too many of any other entity. It's going to lag your stuff. And I'm using NPCs all over the place, so I don't like to have my NPCs hanging out down there. But if you're just doing like a single job in one area and you got like this guy and 2 guys down here that all have different tags, it should be fine. But I personally recommend always saving your NPCs inside a structure block and then running structure load commands to reduce the lag in your game. Also, speaking of that, don't leave structure blocks laying around. It's all saved in there. Even if you break the block, you can get it all back. So don't do that. It's not good for your. I just found that out, that it can actually cause lag to have those hanging out. So okay, so that's basically it. Hopefully I did an okay job of explaining that. I am definitely not a great teacher. I am certainly not the one to come to if you don't know anything at all about commands. But if you have some command experience and you're just trying to learn how to make some jobs, or you're looking for some ideas, I can help with that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop any questions in the comments, and I'll see you next time.